Hello, everybody. My name is Fabian. Any all pronouns. Um, it's kind of cold here. Where I'm at. I'm not gonna dox myself, but it's the last episode of Kids on the Stoop. For the year, not forever. For the year, we enjoyed doing this show, so we're gonna continue doing this. Hopefully, we'll be back late February, around March. After recording a few episodes. But yeah, this is it for 2025. What we're gonna be talking about, it's gonna be a PAX U 2025 recap. Talking about fun stuff that happened this year in the space. I got today with me two previous guests, two lovely friends, and two other goblins like myself. Joe and Kendo, introduce yourselves. Let's start with Joe.
Hello, I'm Josephine, none she pronouns, the other half of Fabian and Bad House RPG. I'm here to talk about potential Josephine TCG era, but not really.
Kendo.
Greetings. My name is Kendrick or Kendo, whichever you prefer. I use any and all pronouns. And I'm the Trash King. King of Trash.
I thought it was gonna be Steamed Burger King.
Steamed Burger. No, you can read that.
There
Trash
you go, Trash King. Fantastic. Kendo, obviously. This is actually also the cast for Blood in the Snow. So if you haven't been listening to that,
well, that's so true.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
Give it some love. Oleander did an amazing job doing sound design for that, and we play icky vampires.
Wretched vampires.
Terrible vampires.
Yeah.
We're recreating Vampire Night, the anime. Yeah.
Yes, Vampire Hunter D, kind of deal. So PAX just happened. That was literally last week. If you're watching this, that was in like November 20th. Oh, the 21st. To the 23rd, I believe.
Third, yeah.
Yeah. As of recording, it's been a week. We've had the time to, recover from some crud. Luckily, we did not catch the Rona. But now that we're all here, what were your favorite? Let's talk about why PAX is like a show that you enjoy going. Is it your favorite show by any means of the year, or is there anything that you find better than PAX, Joe?
I mean, PAX Unplugged has always been super local to me. I've been going for like maybe the past 5 years or something. And I mean, the major thing, obviously, is that a lot of the other PAXs, for example, are very video game centered. So PAX getting an Unplugged, getting the TTRPG, the board games, the TCG con that isn't Gen Con, that's also way more local and accessible rather. It's just the place to be. Like, where all the places are, where all the places are to walk to enjoy like the actual city. Way more 24-hour spots. There's a Wawa's and 7-Elevens constant. You really can't go wrong.
Hell yeah. If not only for the cold. But
I'm not weak. So
yeah. I'm not weak.
I love the cold.
Says Josephine. I think at this point, like PAX Unplugged specifically is probably my favorite convention when it comes to like tabletop RPG stuff. Like Gen Con obviously is the big one, but it's like I don't think its bigness makes it better. In fact, I think there's a lot of ways in which it detracts from it, right? I think for us in like our space, there's something very intimate about PAX Unplugged, partially because not as big, but also like I feel like there's places within the convention, like small pockets of like, oh, these are just my friends and we're just hanging out and playing games and stuff. And I think part of that is probably influenced by this was my first convention where I wasn't like actively working for my job doing it. So I could actually spend time with my friends. Actually, like this was my first time playing TTRPGs at a convention um in a way that wasn't like for a thing, you know. And
Yeah.
so that was like I found to be like a lot of fun. And so yeah, I think there's something about the smaller size, the city that it's in, and because it's more accessible, more of the people that I don't get to see across the rest of the year actually show up to it or want to show up to it.
Yeah.
And so I think that definitely helps.
Yeah. There is definitely a sense of intimacy for
Yeah.
PAX Unplugged compared to Gen Con. I think Gen Con is like really overwhelming. There's too many
Hmm.
events, there's too many booths, there's too many people. Um, the venue is way too big. Not to say that these are all bad things, but like in comparison to PAX, definitely there is
Yeah.
like this small kind of cozy feel to PAX U. If I were to describe, I personally definitely enjoy it a lot more. Definitely getting to see people and not having to be like, hey, I gotta run because
Yeah.
I got like 12 freaking events lined up for today.
Hmm.
So so yeah, um, definitely PAX U is really good. Um, uh, any like favorite thing that happened like PAX U? Maybe like we can describe how PAX U is for people that haven't been
Yeah.
there.
I It's really hard for me to choose my favorite thing because I got to do like a lot of like new like again, I actually got to play games, right? And so that's probably my favorite aspect of it of like I got to do Jubensha for the first time, which was so fun.
And we definitely need to talk about that this episode
Absolutely.
as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, Jubensha is really interesting. I am so glad that the developers were back this year and with a
Yeah.
new game too. Um and if you guys
Yeah.
don't know what Jubensha is, it is scripted play kind of murder
Yeah.
mystery. It's like if a murder mystery dinner had scripts, characters, and like the mystery is deeper. You can
It's
probably give
yeah.
a more
It it's like a mixture between LARPing, murder mystery, and like kind of scripted play because you get there are characters for every scenario that you're doing, and you get like a sheet that's like here's all of the information that you know, and sometimes you'll get more of those sheets over time as you're learning more about your. So I guess I could just say what my thing was. I'm not going to spoil it.
of
Just
course.
like conceptually, the one that I was playing was game night, and all of us were playing people who were brought to or invited to a play test of a game, which is very fun and meta.
Whoa.
Um, and we woke up without any of our memories and a dead body in front of us. And so the goal was that we had to figure out who are we, what is our relationship with each other, who is this dead body, and who killed them. And also, which also meant like the murderer didn't immediately know who they were, right? As well. So it was really interesting getting to play like this character that I was like piecing together and like the moments where it's like, well, I don't think I'm this person. I think I'm this person based off of the stuff that I know.
Yeah.
And then being like, oh wait, no, maybe I am this person. Like it was I think that was a lot of fun. And despite the fact that there is a role play aspect to it, right? Where you're given a
Yes.
character and you can kind of play them out in whatever you can. Um Not everybody were like seasoned role players, and I found that at least within my group, most of them were really, really, really into the mystery aspect of it, and were like getting like more into that than like doing scenes with characters talking to each other,
Yeah.
which I think didn't make it worse for me, right? Even though I was still kind of role playing a little bit,
Yeah.
I was still like, it was kind of fun having a bunch of people who were trying to solve a mystery and me being like, well, blah, 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 and my character and kind of like stirring the pot a little bit. It was a lot of fun.
And lo and
And the
behold,
game,
you were the killer, right?
I was the killer. I won't say who I was again because I don't want to spoil it for you all.
Yes.
But yes, I was the killer. And so right there was that moment in the middle of the game where like we learn who we were and we get more information. I went, "Ooh, okay, how to play this?"
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was really good. Suspense Studios was really awesome about giving us all the information that we needed. I really wish I could remember her name, but the facilitator for it was like really good. She said that she had gone through that mystery a couple of times herself, and so like that's what she did is like preparation, and it was just like it was a blast. I had so
Yeah.
much fun.
And like if you're
I,
interested in even getting it, like they have 2 games
they
out. They
they have 2
have
games. They've
Secret Tribe, and then this is the new one, Laboratory of Death.
Hell yeah. And their game and their GM lists as well.
Yeah.
So you can play them without having like someone already like go through all of it and have to facilitate for you.
Yeah.
Secret Tribe is fucking fascinating, by the way,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, it's like this secret, like it's the secret society in like a jungle forest kind of like setting. It's kind of hard to get more into it without like revealing a lot more.
I know, right?
But if you're interested, I know that they had a name before, but what was their new name, Kendo?
Suspense Studios.
Suspense Studios. I believe they have their
Mhm.
stores through Shopify. I did ask, and they ship internationally. So if you want to grab like a copy, then you can probably like find them online.
Yeah.
Joe, did you have like any experience that you enjoyed? Any panels? Any like
Oh yeah,
demos?
baby. It was the year for panels for me, for Kendo in particular, who I followed around like a little lost dog on Sunday. Um in particular, there was some really fantastic work from Lexi McQueen, Black Girl Mage,
Yeah,
hosting
definitely.
some beautiful live plays. The real big standout, that it wasn't my panel, was the Quiet Year live show that had Kendo, Lexi,
Edward
Edward
Spence.
Spence, Drac, and also Jay doing live map drawing, live
Yeah.
cartography. Like, what a novel thing to do, showcasing an artist in the space, as well as
Mhm.
performers and voice work, as well as just like to showcase like a fairly big indie, but like an indie that like lots of people still really need to get their eyes and hands on. Like all of the physical assets of it. The Quiet Year is just a beautiful game, and to experience that was like it was so inspiring in a cool way of like, oh shit, like what is actually possible? Like what are some cool things that like PAX Unplugged audiences just really should like be graced enough to see that kind of stuff. And Mental Lamia was so kind enough to invite me onto Date or Do Battle 2, or rather through the application process. That had Jay, Ambrose, Brito, Dimples and Dice, and as well as me play TTRPG PCs that we've actually played. There may or may not be existing media of these characters, and we just went through this like hilariously meta intergalactic like dating show with which if we decided, inspired by the button, if we had hit the button, then we would do some kind of battle. And there, it was not just battle with strength. There was also like riddles and audience interaction that we started right out the gate with me and Dimples wrestling through the audience, trying to find a sticker of a crab with not with a hot dog,
It was a
crab with a
football.
football.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Really ridiculous stuff. Just beautiful, beautiful. And it's just, again, that kind of stuff that like really pushes us further into like developing and creating new like live play experiences and like what is possible. Like what can we do as Bad House and just like as this group of people who know each other.
Yeah. I think that's also the interesting thing about like PAX too is like their setup for um panels are completely different from Gen Con, and like I'm not really sure, like I know that there are other like board gaming tabletop conventions there. The
Yeah.
only two that I can personally like,
There's like Dragon Con, Game
yes.
Hole, but Game Hole is more of like an org play
Yes.
like
Mhm.
thing more than like a panel playtesting
Yeah.
kind of.
But the panels in PAX this year seemed geared to like getting more of like marginalized people into the space.
Definitely.
Definitely like there was like a diversity panel that you were on, Kendo, with Jen was Youngles was also on that, as well as
Mhm.
Jay.
Jay, Alex from Batty Bards,
Yes.
as well as
Brutal
Danny the
Dan and
Him. Yeah,
Rogan
Brutal
Shannon.
Dan. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And
Which was a great panel. I actually there
yes.
was a lot that
Fantastic
I learned,
panel.
especially from Shannon, as being like learning so much about like accessibility of like
Yes.
deaf and hard of hearing people and like how we can and should think more about like how to make the work that we're doing accessible to people. It
Yeah.
was great.
Yeah. And yeah, like for Gen Con, like they have really interesting shows, but like a lot of their panels cater to uh like debuts of like, you know, who's the next GM for Critical Role Campaign 4, what
You
new
know?
game is coming out. You know, it's kind of like a trade show kind of like set of panels.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And like there's nothing wrong with that, but like again, if you're like just somebody who enjoys community, PAX you just feels more closer to that, right?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I never really thought about it like that, but Gen Con is like half convention, half trade show
Yes.
in a way that makes a lot of it feel like I'm not the audience for.
Yeah.
But
Like
like yeah, PAX was very much more like about community, game designers, and like players coming together and celebrating this thing that we all do.
yeah. And speaking of community, one of my favorite parts um for that like this PAX from this year was the Winged Bull Tavern.
Mm,
The Winged
mm,
Bull
mm.
Tavern. Thank you so
So
much,
good.
Red Bull, for investing into this space. Man,
And 12-sided media
12
also
sided
did it
media
with
and
them.
And Philly
also
LARP Society.
Philly LARP
Yeah.
Society, and also one of our favorite people in the world, Stella Luna, who worked
Stella.
really hard in making sure that that whole like function, like execution worked. If you're wondering if you weren't there or if you were there, and weren't able to stop by, Wing Bull Tavern was this kind of like play space with open tables with designers being able to kind of demo their games. But apart from that, there were quests. You got to kill a monster every day. There was a dragon, a mimic. I forgot the one for the first day. And there were like just like it was like a obviously it was like an adult space. There was like drinks that were being served. But definitely it felt very welcoming. Are you gonna talk about Stacy?
I have to talk about Stacy. There was the most beautiful woman who was working at the bar. I get in line, and I think I get in line because
What
I'm
is
like,
This
so
this is good.
we were at the Winged Bull Tavern, right? We were all like hanging out. I'm like, man, I'm kind of thirsty. I could use one of these Red Bull drinks. And there's two bars, one just outside like the front,
Yeah.
over by like the exit the expo hall, and then there's one that's inside.
Yes.
And I'm about to go to the one that's outside. I'm like, that line's looking a little long. I'm gonna go to this one. And I get in line, and we get to the front. And as we get closer, I'm like, oh, this isn't a Red Bull bar. This is a bar.
This is a bar.
This is a liquor bar. And so I'm like, well, I guess this is it's 2. Yeah, sure.
It's
I'll have
2
a drink.
p.m.
Why not? It's 2 p.m.
Yeah,
Why not?
Why not?
I'm hanging out. I'm not working. And so I get in line, and we go up to the front. The most lovely older black woman sitting there, and who I can't remember who was in front of me. But
It was Calamity.
it was Calamity. Calamity gets a drink, and I'm like, okay, ooh, cool, that looks good. I wanted like something fruity because like I'm fruit, and I like a sweet drink, and so I was like, can I get a vodka? Just what kind of like fruit juices do you have? And she went, and her response was, you like sweet drinks? And I'm like, I love a sweet drink. And she's like, I'll make you a special, Stacy. I'll make you Stacy's special. And I'm like, are you Stacy? And she pulled out her name tag and was like, yes, I am. And I'm like, all right, Stacy, give me what you got. And she made me the most delicious fucking drink I have ever had. It was so good. And I think maybe a little stronger than she was supposed to maybe make it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to out Stacy, but she did a damn good job and made a delicious drink. I hope Stacy is having the best year of her life. I hope everything comes up Stacy. Both sides of the pillow cool, finds $20 in her couch every time she looks. Stacy was a homie and made me the drink I needed to get through Saturday.
That
And
is so funny.
yeah, it was just like such a fun space. We had that interaction
Seriously.
with Stacy. One of my favorite things that I didn't interact with, but I just witnessed was one of the security guards. They were handed swords.
Oh,
They were handed
yes.
swords to like guard the exits, and one of the security guards released their inner child and just like played with like this great sword. And
Aw.
it was just like just seeing the people enjoying themselves, regardless whether they were
Yeah.
working, whether they were playing board
Mhm.
games, like
Because they were
attending the dinner,
playtesting.
like yes, like the playtester, the demos and playtests. It was a really good and a very secure, like safe kind of space for a lot of people who were like just tired, wanted to sit down. I think it was like a really wonderful idea from Will from Red Bull. Um, and I hope that they keep doing it. I know
Mm-hmm.
there are talks of doing it in other conventions. Fingers crossed, because it's a good place to meet people, play a bunch of games, meet a bunch of designers, and play their games and
Yeah.
learn more about like the indie side of things. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, like other things too that were like really interesting this year. Um, it felt like the indie side of games had a lot more space this year, right?
Yeah.
Were
Yeah.
they?
And I think,
Yeah,
no, I was going to say, I think Wing Bull Tavern was definitely a part of that, right?
yeah,
Because there was like
Yeah.
a thing every day, like rotating slots for like game designers to come demo or play test their games. But even outside of that, there was
yeah,
definitely like way more like space for like people to just talk shop, people to try out their games. It was really cool.
yeah. Were there any games that you guys were like super excited to be like any new games or like even like old games that you wanted to get back? Um, we're gonna get to the hall. Like we're gonna start getting to the
Both of us
hall
pulling out our stuff.
part. Yeah, Dragon Slayers, and Godzilla.
Godzilla.
That is just like the quick start, right? For the Godzilla one.
Yeah, this was like the demo like learn to play one.
Yes. Let's
I'm gonna
start.
play Dragon Slayers though.
Yeah, let's start with you, Joe. Talk about Dragon Slayers. Yeah,
So, Dragon Slayers, our beautiful Spencer Campbell of Gila RPGs, wrote Dragon Slayers, I believe, this year.
Mhm.
And it is a fantasy game that it uses Gila RPG's very own Slayers system. Um, it plays on the rule of 4+. So the heart of this is that all of the classes are asymmetrical rather. So you all have your own different ways of playing. The book heavily recommends that you just learn your own fucking shit, and that you know it's obviously possible for you to like know what your other co-player like how their class is played, but your specific set of rules are so specific to you. The rule of 4+ is essentially no matter what, you gain a success if you get a 4 or over, and there might be a dragon that literally has a 2d10 to roll to get a 4. So the chances to just hit are not immediately perfect, but there's the probability of the percentages of getting over a 4 is very high. But for the warlock, I've been fascinated by because it is the only time a fantasy game has actually incentivized me to want to play a warlock. Um, you have a favor die, and depending on your spells that start at a d4, If you get a 4, then naturally your effect will go through, and then your favor die goes to a d6, and then you have access to your d6 spells, and then it just keeps going from there. And there are no
Ooh.
d20s in this game either. The highest thing, the most coveted die to potentially have is the d12, which is very fun and funky. Another really fun added aspect to this is that there are camp features. So depending on the class that you choose, just to read off of the Warlock's camp feature, gifting mirror. Once per long rest, a hero can look in the mirror and change who they are. They may swap the die sizes of any 2 skills. So potentially just like if you have a warlock, there's some like world changing bullshit that you can do that like just lets your like party get to customize themselves even more. And Spencer Campbell just has some really strong and hard, like not even hard, really strong principles about like how a game should be, how vibe based it should be, how like there isn't like 30 feet specific distances or feet specific distances to begin with. There's a really cool thing based on zones. So instead of like, there could be potentially a whole map, but there is a fun, way more accessible kind of theater of the mind ability to play with this. Or if you even break out like pen and paper, that kind of stuff, you can really show speed in a really easy way that doesn't involve all of the numbers, if that is not the most attractive thing to your crunchy fantasy play. It just reminds me very much of like Darkest Dungeon. This is a wild reference, but Fear and Hunger Termina, the second game. If you want to live like almost JRPG D&D life, or if you just want like, what is it, a creamier experience rather than a crunchy one, I really highly recommend Dragon Slayers, and there will absolutely be Bad House 2026 Dragon Slayers content for certain.
That's so sick.
Yeah. Kendo.
Spencer Campbell, my beloved. I was
We're in love with you, Spencer Campbell.
we're in love
Yes.
with you, Spencer Campbell. Please respond to my petitions for marriage. I was very lucky to be able to get to demo 2 games actually. The first, tragically, I don't have in front of me, but is the one that I think I'm the most excited for. Not a TTRPG, board game. Called Rematch. It's like semicolon match. By Brother Ming Games. It is a tactical puzzle fighting board game, like also like character based fighting board game. So each of you are it's also asymmetric, so every character has their own mechanics that work within the broader scope of things. And the goal of the game is that each of you have 3 kind of health bars, red, blue, and yellow, that are both like colored and designed to look like buttons on an arcade cabinet. And you are trying to get their health down to 0 and make them run out of coins so that they can't restart. The actual like pieces of the board, and I can send you these pictures because I took pictures of them if you want to put them up on screen so people can understand what I'm saying. But the actual piece of the board looks like an arcade cabinet. So it's like a small cardboard arcade cabinet that has 3 lanes of marbles coming out of it.
Yeah.
And like a little like drop top
Ooh.
on the inside, and you have to match up marbles in specific colors in different ways to use your abilities on each other. And then you have like other like sub abilities that then play off of like what color marbles that you're using. It was so much fun. It took me like 5 minutes to learn, but I could immediately tell like, oh, there's so much depth. Like I could play this for hours trying to master just this one character, and there's like 6 of them. I was playing Korean DJ versus Chinese Trick Master. I had like I like Korean DJ had like a DJ like set where I would like use abilities that can then put vinyls that then had other sub abilities that I was trying to like drop and like kill like records as I'm doing stuff. And then like Chinese Trick Master had like extra cards where like every time he would use an ability, it would go like put a card face down in one of the colored boxes, and I would have to decide, am I going to use a move of that color to try to activate the box? And it might be like something bad for me, or it might be something good for me. But if I don't use it, then he might get it. Was like, it was so good. It was so much fun. I think he said it's going to be kickstarting 2026. And so definitely keep an eye out on Brother Ming Games re semicolon match.
Yeah,
That
it
was
was definitely one of the most busiest demos that I've seen.
Yeah.
During the show, like definitely every time I would like pass by their booth, definitely there's always like someone demoing games.
Because it looked gorgeous as
Yeah,
well. Like
like
the pieces are just so
the design of the game physically is just really good. It's very captivating. It's very eye catching. And it seemed like based on like how you described it, it seemed very easy to pick up.
so easy.
Yeah.
So easy. Because like the core of it is just each character has 3 moves for each color: red, blue, and yellow.
Yeah.
The first move you only need one marble of a color. The second one you need 2. The last one you need 4. Match it up in your rows to use it, and like you're just comboing, trying to figure out your moves and like the best strategy to win. It's so easy to learn. I could spend forever trying to master. It was so good.
Nice. I
But the TT.
Yeah.
No, you go. No, you go. No, you
I
go.
was just gonna say I don't really have a lot of like I didn't really have a haul this year.
That's fair.
But definitely I found a lot of really interesting games that like the indie community were coming out with. Hinterlight was really interesting. Yes.
I got to demo that in Winged Bull Tavern, and that is Joe. It's so your vibe.
Yes.
It's
I've
like
heard.
dark fantasy, fucked up fairy world building ritual stuff.
Yes.
It's so good.
I'm not entirely sure if the Kickstarter is still on by the time that this episode comes out. But if not, you can always check in with Plus One XP, which will more than likely have copies that they will be selling through their online shop. So that was one of like the really interesting games that came out that I was able to like observe. And definitely I think one of the biggest things, like, you know, indie is great and like we support them a lot, but also we can't really ignore like big name news. Daggerheart releasing their newer thing is really interesting.
Oh,
Yeah,
I did see that. Yeah.
A friend of like the channel, Mike Underwood, has told me about a few things about their involvement and like the things that Daggerheart is bringing. You know, Daggerheart is bringing urban fantasy settings. They're bringing the new transformations for their semi Castlevania esque kind of setting where
Yeah,
they
because they're doing
have
like a horror thing with
yes,
werewolves and stuff,
yeah,
right?
like if you would like to um dive into a fantasy game that's not D&D that has that Castlevania feel, you can be a vampire, a werewolf, or a revenant. It's taking all the classic Ravenloft kind of like concepts and
Right.
simplifying them and giving them a lot more flavor.
Yeah.
And I thought that was like really interesting. Kendo, I know you're super interested in talking about this other game, Godzilla.
Godzilla's so fucking good. Godzilla's so good that I went out to my local comic shop today to get Starship Godzilla, which is one of the three new Godzilla series from IDW, who is also licensing out Godzilla Heisei era for this TTRPG, and it's so good. Truly one of the highlights. I didn't know what to expect going into it because I was just like, we're going to be people hunting kaiju. That sounds kind of cool. I'm so down. What I wasn't expecting was like a very in-depth and flexible card-based TTRPG. They also they've got their own cards that they gave me.
Yo, that looks
Oh.
sick.
I know. Wait, hold on. Let me get some of these out of here. Open. Come on. Why are card boxes always so hard to open? It's
Because
like,
they're new
yeah,
and fresh.
A lot of boxes are
Yeah.
really hard to open.
You gotta break them in.
yeah. This isn't the card's fault. This is a box's
The
fault.
box.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Yeah. So we've got, and it's like got all kaiju
that's
art
so
on it.
interesting.
Here are the Jokers. I haven't shuffled this. I literally haven't opened it, as you can tell. But it's like I love the design on it. Come on, there's gotta be. Yeah, there we go. There's Mothra. She's the queen.
She's the queen.
She's the queen. I think Ghidorah's the jack. Ghidorah's the jack. I think that's Ghidorah. It's hard to tell.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. But so it was a very flexible, very easy to learn card-based system where basically each of the stats, each of the 4 stats coincides with one of the suits, and you have a number bonus, right? Depending on like who your character is for each of those. Every time you're trying to make an action, you're going to basically put together your pool, right? If it's hold on, I can actually look up what the stats are so I don't make a fool of myself. So let's say I'm making an intelligence check, which is a diamond, and I have +2 in it. Making an intelligence check, I have +2. I immediately start off with a thing of 2. On my character sheet, I'm going to have a list of abilities, traits, so on and so forth. All of them have a bunch of different bonuses, and I can say, okay, for this action, I'm using you can use as many of them as you can justify. There is no limit because you want to get the number as high as you possibly can because you're trying to beat whatever target DC that the GM has made up in their head based on the challenge and difficulty of stuff. And so after you add all of those, so let's say by the end of it, like I've managed like a +8 with all of like my things that I put together. So +8 plus that 2, that gives me a 10. I then have cards in my hand that I can then play and add on to that number. If I'm playing a card that is of the same, so like if I'm playing a diamond, it would automatically bring whatever my number is up to 10. But if I play other cards, then I get to, go even past it, right? And then finally, you draw a card from the deck. If the card is a red card, it will subtract from your total number. If it is a black card, it will add. So there's like still a level of randomization, like even after you do all of that.
Interesting.
And so like you can you go through the whole thing and you're like, okay, cool, I have a 27, and then you draw a red king and it's like, well, that's a 17 now, which is still good, right? But it's like that's like it can be kind of swingy in that way that didn't feel bad, at least for me. Because you're still like you're hedging your bets. You're trying to use every single resource that you can to try to, get up to like whatever number that you're trying to get. And all of the options were like so flavorful and so cool. I ended up during the demo. So you're all playing like monster hunters working for an organization that hunts down kaiju and like are studying kaisei energy, which is like kind of where all of the kaiju are like getting their stuff from. Some people are mutated by it. So I was playing a mutant who had been mutated by kaisei energy and was like trying to find research to help turn my body back. And we ended up in this facility where we found this guy who was like growing with like vines and stuff. Cool, like bio horror. It was so good. And I found out that he was still alive. Like everybody else was doing stuff. I'm like, oh, he's still breathing. And he had like this thing, like this vial that he wasn't able to stick into him before the vines got in. So I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'll stick it into him. And apparently I was the first person to ever do that during the demos. And I was the only person who woke him up. The GM told me like over the course of like the weekend. However, he was panicked and trying to get stuff, and he was like, okay, try to calm him down. And my character didn't have in like was not like was bad at that. It was not a people person. And so I was like, okay, how do I twist this? Well, um I've got really strong hands. I'm stubborn. I'm impatient. And I've like, but and I also have like I have knowledge about how this stuff changes your body. So I was basically like, I'm gonna slap him and be like, you need to get your shit together. Tell us what's going on so we can help you. And I put up all my bonuses. I got as good as I got, and then I pulled the thing. I rolled like a red. I think it was like a red jack, and so it was -10, and I got like an 8 and failed. And so I gave the dude a heart attack instead, and he just died. But like that's
Oh
kind
my
of how
God.
like, and like that's like you try your best, you use the tools that you have, and like it just ends up in a way that's like, damn, wow. But it was still narratively like so interesting for all of us, and it was like so much fun to play. Um, the world seems really interesting, which is why I started reading the comics genuinely. IDW did what they wanted to. It worked. It worked. They made it. They made a TTRPG, so I would buy comics, and I bought comics, and I loved it. Uh, it worked out.
And what a beautiful cycle, honestly. I
Yeah.
think the deck of cards based thing is so fascinating. And I'm looking at, of course, some of my cookie run cards right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is so cool. Like it's with the cards, does each player have their own deck of cards?
All of the players share a deck of cards, and the GM has their own deck of cards.
Interesting.
Because
That's
when
really fun.
so your each of your turns are like actions, right? Which can take up so much time. Like it's like, oh, we were taking like a monorail from like building to building, and he's like, oh, that's a free thing. That's not really an action. It's when you're rolling or like using the
Right.
cards to do a specific thing, that's an action. And so time is a little more variable, but after everyone goes, the GM gets to go. They pull a card, which then adds on to like a progress clock that at certain points in it, new things will happen. And so there's like this tension of like time is ticking, things are happening. So yeah, the GM has like their own deck of cards that they're using for all of that stuff. It was great. I had so much fun. It kickstarts in March, I think they said, and I'm going to.
Ooh.
If you're watching this, let me do an actual play of it.
Yeah.
So good. I love it. It was so much fun, genuinely.
Speaking of cards, Joe, your trading
Oh
card
my
era
goodness.
starting.
Yes, TCG Joe.
So this was this was the beautiful 30 deck 30 card deck that they originally started in the yellow deck. So we have some beautiful classics such as Custard Cookie, um, Beautiful Little Boy.
Oh,
Basically, they all also come. We have stage cards, and we have. Well, actually, no, I don't think they had stage cards at this moment. We have items and traps. And then from there, Stella Luna beautifully, wonderfully graced me with some of the. There was a Cookie Run Lotte World exclusive cards that they had. This was last year, however. So now that like we are in full swing of the TCG, we have 60 card starter decks. There is also I have the red and green one, and then there's also the full yellow deck, purple and blue. And as far as I understand, they follow what the magic like what red
oh,
means in
mhm,
magic would be
mhm.
similar. So this is like an aggro deck, and then this would be whatever green
Like a
is in magic,
creature stompy
something
deck.
along
Yeah.
those lines.
Yeah.
We introduce stage cards, and we also the really cool, fascinating thing about these starter decks is that they come with obviously rules, and then they come with paper like play
Playmats.
mats.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. I love the
So
art.
this is strawberry crepe cookie. And also actually a very fascinating fun thing is that if there are different artists for the cards, they're all credited like at the very bottom. Obviously you
Yes.
can't see that very well, but this
We
is
love
Leek
that.
Cookie by Kenji Watanabe. And then you'll have a beautiful foil of something from official dev sister. So again, this is Strawberry Crib Cookie, the like kind of title track or star of this one. Um,
It's giving Sonic the Hedgehog like art
oh yeah,
And
totally.
yeah, in the best way,
in the
to be
best way. Yeah,
clear.
yeah.
I love that.
Um, and then Herb Cookie would be I would have a wonderful foil from there. Um, and I am at this very moment still very new to all the like technical things of card games and stuff like that. So like I can't say that I would be immediately starting at the like the org play, the card little areas, the free play areas.
Mhm.
But I did go ahead and get two of the same Molossus cookie card when they were in promo. So like these are
Oh,
outfits I have in the game. So I'm a huge Cookie Run Kingdom lover in general. So now I worked so hard for her, you would not even fucking understand. I was yelling and screaming at everyone in our guild, because they were all getting her before I was. So when I finally get her in a beautiful booster pack, this come PAX East, Gen Con, literally whatever. Um, if you have Molossus Cookie and you want to do a trade, we can get married. And I promise you that.
you sure?
So yeah,
You sure you want to
yeah,
promise that?
yeah. I promise. Every single one of you, I'm gonna go to jail for fraud. So yeah, right now I'm at the collector stage, but I am slowly but surely like a grandfather learning how to play card game.
Yes.
But no, I will not be playing Magic.
That's fine.
Thank you.
That's fine.
It's fine. We're
Magic
probably better off.
Magic was great. There was like a presence of Magic. The Avatar set just recently came out when PAX
That's
was
right.
happening. There was a lot of like great cosplayers. There was a lot of good organized play, but that didn't really captivate me and most of our friends. What really excited us was Riftbound. Riftbound,
Riftbound.
if you did not know, and you are gonna know now, me and a lot of friends of the channel, such as Alex from the Fabula Ultima
Ghost
game,
Chicken.
Ghost Chicken,
Yeah.
from Fabula Ultima on Stella's channel, Stella themselves. There's Kendo, Mimi, Cleric 34. A lot of us played League of Legends. We love League of Legends. Well, I love League of Legends. I don't know about these fuckers.
I like it enough.
Yeah.
I like spending time with my friends a little more. Actually, no, who am I kidding? I love League.
Yeah.
I can't lie to myself. I do like
As the Korean, I have stayed pure
Yeah.
of this plague
While
on my people.
While everybody says, "Oh, League is a bad game and it's a toxic game," I believe that it's a really fun game, and it's the people that are toxic, not the game.
That's accurate.
Yep. But Riftbound came out. If you are not familiar with Riftbound, but you are familiar with Legends of Runeterra, which is their digital card game prior to this, completely different rule set. It's very interesting. They have these battlefield mechanics where I remember telling organizers and like designers at the demo event at New York Comic Con that they missed the opportunity to call these battlefields lanes. It would have been fun, but the whole premise of the game is you use your legend, which is the characters from the game, and you conquer these battlefields, and the first to 8 victory points wins. But the thing is, it's a 4-player game. It does really good 4-player format compared um most of card players know 4-player formats as like Commander is probably one of the most popular format out there right now. It is completely different, but it also adds a lot of uh variety to the game based on like how it plays, how the characters interact with like battlefields and each other. It's really fun. Although the designers have admitted they did not balance the game in the first run. But the second run, Spirit Bound, is coming out in a few months. Hopefully we get a little bit more balance, but we are getting more champions slash legends. Yes, Jim.
beautiful angel again of the show, Mike Underwood, was telling me a
Yeah.
little bit about there's a pressure system.
Yes. There is a pressure system based on like different kind of like certain characters have that system. Certain characters have like generation token generation. Certain characters just like stomp the whole thing. Like if you're playing Kaisa, may God have mercy on your soul. But definitely there are different play styles for each deck, which is like like the most important thing about like a card game. Variety is key to get more players, and there is going to be a champion, a legend that is for you. Right now a lot of the decks are selling out. I know that there's a hard time to get these decks, but come like in the next 2 months, from information via our friend Darby Pack, who works at
Geeky
Geeky
teas.
Teas.
Jeez.
Hell yeah.
Jeez.
We should see a second wave of reprints soon, along with Spiritbound. So if you guys are interested with that, if you can find some of the decks, that'll be great. They also have Proving Grounds, which is like a 4-player starter kind of like deck where it includes decks such as Garen. I think it's Master Yi, Volley Bear, and maybe Lux. I can't remember off the top of my head. But you get
Not playing until they get Malzahar.
I believe Malzahar is coming out next.
Well, when they get it out, that's when I'm playing.
Hell yeah.
That's all I've got to say.
So I would suggest like checking out like Riftbound while it's still in its infancy. Definitely the card art, beautiful. You have like over under cards that are just insanely illustrated by different artists. So check that out. That was something that I was like really excited about during PAX. Cake? Oh, make
Make.
game.
Game. This was a pack of cards that I got from Adam Voss of World Champ Game Co. My father. He doesn't know that, but he's my father. I owe a lot to the games that he made. Yeah, let's talk about World Champ Game Co. really quick. So Adam Voss gave me this pack of cards. This is a game designing game, kind of. You draw 2 cards, and it tells you what kind of game you should design.
Ooh.
So this one is make a Powered by the Apocalypse game. I love it. With a deck of cards. Hey, guess what? I've already done that. This is Lacrimat. No, but like, or you could go the other way and go make a biographical game using a system you don't like. And like, it's just like you take
Using
2
D&D.
cards and it's a little prompt. Yeah, exactly. And you can go
About Albert Einstein.
About Albert Einstein.
About Abraham Lincoln.
I just think it's really interesting, and like,
Yeah.
especially as someone who I have dabbled in game design. I've done a little bit. I've published. No, I've released a game online. That's not publishing. And I've worked on games, but I haven't actually ever sat down to be like, okay, I'm going to make a new game, right? How and what, right? I've always just been like
Right.
lightning strikes, and then like my ADHD is like, okay, we're hyper fixating on this for a bit, right?
Yeah.
But the idea of like, if I really wanted to sit down and be intentional about how I think about a game, and like really sit down and go, okay, here's a prompt for a game, how do I make it? I think this is great. And I also like, to such a degree, I'm kind of thinking about doing streams that are just like, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna
Ooh.
draw 2 cards, and we're gonna make a game together. I think that'd be kind
Yeah.
of fun.
That sounds really interesting. I know this might be a interesting thing for our friends at Stillfleet, who have an idea for a show about making games live on a stream. So yeah, I think that would be amazing.
Yeah.
We are cresting to the hour mark. I don't mind if we get to like hour and a half, but I would love to get to our favorite moments of 2025. So, speed run of our hauls, for the two of you, um, things that you want to show off. Bloodlock. I heard about
Bloodlock.
this.
I have so many other games from Adam Boss, but this one in particular is a For the Queen, Descended by the Queen game, where you are playing a vampire, the victim of the vampire's thrall, and the vampire hunter. You all have different conditions for which one of you can win. And then you play it classic for the queen style, depending on whose turn it is, what card you end up getting. For We'll start with the vampire. There is if you drew three, there is one type of prey you find absolutely repulsive. What are they, and why do you avoid them? Or for the we'll start with the victim. You see death, rot, inequality, and pain in the streets every day. Why do you choose to stay here anyway? So you get into some really fun, darker themes with 4 casts of players. Adam's writing is so evocative and so terrifying in such a fun fucking way. All the layout and all the art is so fantastic. The new Cannibal Cook-Off game is really funny because they literally made like in-house props that they scanned and like made beautiful, yeah, like just like shit of like feet and toes and whatever. Like, you're muted, Kendo.
I was just saying I should have content warning blood and gore before I just showed a dismembered foot.
Well, it's all good.
Yeah.
That whole yellow page is very Badhouse. Another beautiful Spencer Campbell find is Thorn, which was a release from last year.
Yeah.
You are playing as the Thorns, masked like knights, creatures, heroes that were given masks created by the blood and bodies of like the old gods, essentially. Really beautiful font, beautiful artwork per usual. I'm trying to find out if the artist is the same as the one from Hunt.
Ooh, that gives
Yes,
a quick
Galen
question.
Pajot. Same guy, same beautiful, beautiful art
I wanna play
of
Thorn so
tree
bad.
warriors. From Gen Con. Was that this year?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
Finally got my own copy of Under the Autumn Strangely from MythWorks, and Graham Gens was able to do some awesome highlights just in general for my practice, my career, and everything. Is doing the VIP table for Kobold Press, as well as a MythWorks table. The table that I had for the one game of Under the Autumn Strangely I had was so crazy in such a beautiful way. Like, I met like other fellow podcasters, and just also we ended up in like a train car like during Dust Bully or Great Depression sort of era, and like at one point there was a bunch of women eating bugs wearing gentleman clothes
Hell
in one
yeah.
of the train cars, and we were drinking whiskey, and the like travelers, the players playing the travelers were like young women, like at marriageable age, so they were just trying to be like, we're not, we're totally not women, and please you don't need to eat people that look like us, it's totally fine. And then it was just so ridiculous and so crazy, and like the absolute overture that you kind of create in a game like this is so beautiful. This game plays as rock paper scissors, or what is the game called, Kendo? I have the higher ground.
Oh, I have the high ground. Yeah, where
I have the high
yeah,
ground.
yeah.
Not that this game is specifically a hack of that, but just following that same concept, the rock paper scissors. There is a no but yes and, depending on if you're the Terror, the Traveler, or the Arcadian. And also, of course, Wayward Autumnal was the Wayward Autumnal was the AP that No Man invited me and Candace the Magnificent on, as well as M from Blackwater D&D and Cameron Strip Matter. What else do I fucking have?
Ooh.
Speaking of thinking about just Kids on the Stoop, In Memoriam finally got her and beautiful. Well, actually, didn't I show that I had her
I believe you did
in that
in that
episode?
episode. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was also fun. Thank fucking Christ that we have more ancillary guidelines
Yeah.
and guidance rather. That is hugest thing as someone who likes to create characters from like, you know, the 1800s and like actually wanting to play them out a bit more realistically within certain confines so that I'm not just bringing out like Jesus Christ or like,
Yeah.
you know, just some
Without
like
like also pulling from like the older books that don't really like don't really translate anymore into like
right,
modern
exactly.
V5 rule set. Cyberpunk is a really good game.
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
Our good friend Sean High Gain Sad from Slumber gifted this to me because he ran
The
one
mega
of the
He's
game.
part of the
tables
mega
of the mega
game.
game,
Yeah.
which is so cool. I really wish I could have done it, but Jubensha was at the exact same time.
I wish I was able to run it, but also my aunt would have killed me.
Yeah, there's so many people in that one room.
Too many people, too many things, too many moving parts. But
Yeah.
that's also another wonderful thing about PAX U is I, I don't know if they did it in Gen Con, but definitely they do it in. This isn't the first time they did it in PAX U.
Yeah, I think this is their second time doing it.
Yes. And if you want to experience that, PAX U is the place to be. That being said, let's move on to the next segment. And hopefully we can wrap things up after a few of these. We at like Bad House after every like show that we do off the camera, we do something called Stars and Wishes, and we want to do that Stars and Wishes kind of like loosely about just the space in general in 2025 and things that we have done or the things that have happened that are very memorable, that are very monumental to us, and we want to just like share that and talk to you guys about that, because like 2025 was a rough year for a lot of people, and you know, TTRPGs and actual play definitely were like a few of the things that kind of like kept people sane. It definitely kept me sane, for sure. So let's go around, talk about like a few things that we like loved about like this year, and like maybe we can talk about something that we wish for 2026 in space. Whether it's like through design, through gaming, through actual play, through our creative endeavors. Yeah. Who wants to go first?
Just I think a simple and clean, short and simple one is I'm so happy that we're all becoming more and more of the freaks that like I think Asian designers are so freaky. We need to bring all of that here.
Yes.
I'm thinking about Samuel Mui, who made Horse Girl, as well as I believe just created The Perfect Wife.
Yeah, I believe it's The Perfect Wife.
The Perfect Wife. Kyle Tam's, the St. Julian's, the beautiful Filipino and Catholicism colonization, like liminal horror.
Yeah.
Supplement that Fabian, you did the artwork for.
Yeah.
Jax Romana, incredible local writer as well, to me at least. And Adam Voss, just like, you know, Adam Voss has been here and has been around, but I've only just personally gotten around to his work and all the beautiful shit that Plus One XP keeps grinding out. Wes, you dirty dog. The fact that Bad House RPG, we continue to push our own limits and we have the casts that can handle the shit, that we have no negotiations for stories that we want to tell.
Yeah.
Eternity in Jersey
Amen.
City, the fact that amen, that happened and it was beautiful, and like the only safety concerns that we ever had was just how much we can continue to push the barrier of like, you know, not within our own safety, but just as like we can do more. We trust our table. We trust each other.
Yeah.
There's more that we can do, and there's more that we just want to see. And Bad House is certainly the place where we test limits of storytelling and
For sure.
what can possibly be spoken aloud as many times as possible.
Yeah.
As far as wishes goes, I mean, we're continuing on the trend of like not needing D&D to tell our fantasy stories anymore.
Yes.
It's old news. We're done. We have Tales of the Valiant.
We have a lovely little game called Legends of the Mist.
Legends of the Mist.
Legends of the Mist is really good. Tales of the Valiant, great. I'm partially I love Tales of the Valiant.
We love Tales of the Valiant.
If there's a 5e game that I have to play, I'm playing Tales of the Valiant. Legend of the Mist, though,
Papa.
I think that might be my go-to, just because
Legends of the Mist,
Dragon Slayers. There's a lot of really good ones right now that I think that we have so many options.
I have to
Tragically
give it to,
for me, I think Daggerheart is very low on my list of games.
I do have to
because
give
there's so many other ones.
Yeah, I do have to give Daggerheart like its laurels, of course, for like achieving what they have achieved. But definitely, me and Kendo played Legends of the Mist last night. It was so good. It was so fun. And it definitely gives a more liberating flavor of fantasy compared to Tales of the Valiant, Daggerheart, D&D, all of these games, because you can basically be anything.
Yeah, I think for me, a lot of it is that the act of character creation in Legends of the Mist comes from the core of trying to understand who is your character, how did they get there, and a lot of the answering that questions, and it's very good at prompting it as well. It's like, hey, when you're choosing your themes, that is going to determine what is most important about your character.
Yeah.
Meaning that every single person can customize their experience to be, okay, what do I want to focus on about my character? It's not just what my lineage, class, background, and whatever as part of customization. Everybody can approach it from their own angle, which I then think creates a more it creates more depth because there are a lot of different questions being asked and people can create the world and their characters from a bunch of different angles of whatever is most interesting to them. And the options that Legends of the Mist gives is just like, I can literally be one of the players and be a dragon god if that's what I want to be. And that doesn't make me that doesn't break the game.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't mean that the GM now has to start balancing because I wanted to be a super cool magic person. It's like, no, narratively, what does it mean for you to be that person? And how do we still make that? I really like Legend of the Mist.
No more balance, all asymmetry.
Yeah.
I like asymmetry. More asymmetrical game design, I think.
It's definitely props to Son of Oak Games. They've done it before in City of Mist and they continue of doing it in Legends of the Mist. I think it has one of the best ways to best tutorial pages in a book because it comes in a comic to explain to you how to play the game.
They fucking cracked the code of bringing video game tutorials into like a print fashion in a way that visually works and is like readable and understandable while also being gorgeous and also effective at teaching you the game. It's like, it's a genuine feat that I really, really think that like I would love for more game designers and publishers to like look at and go, now that slaps. More of that.
Legends of the Mist. Should we all get triad married? All of us.
Quad married.
I'm fading away. So Kendo, tell us what you.
What are your stars and wishes for 2025, 2026?
25 was a very good year for me. If I can talk Tales Yet Told stuff.
Yes, of course.
Of course.
I would love for you to talk about Tales Yet.
And your secrets and
Oh my god, and my
spoilers.
secrets and spoilers.
Yes, dox yourself.
No, but this was a very good year for me, at least when it comes to playing games. Doing Our Lives in the Wood meant that I got to
Mm.
play a lot of different games, all within the same setting, which is a thing that I love doing. And like, I mean, and you all are in some of that, right? And
Yes.
so like seeing the different ways in which like people added on to the setting of the Sublime come like I think post Voices in the Wood, a lot of people went, hold on, Sublime County? That kind of slaps and sucks. How can I make a character that also slaps and sucks? In a non-sexual but sometimes sexual way. And I think that was really fun for me.
Source Code
Especially
2026.
who knows? um but like no, but it was like genuinely, and also like for me, like Joe, what you were saying was like this was the year of the freaks. Games like Praise the Hawk Moth King and Goal
Yes.
Frame and like the faggot game jams, like stuff like that, I think
Hmm.
really opened my own eyes in the way that I feel like I've never been like I'm not like a Puritan, I'm not a prude or whatever. But I think my brand of neurodivergence made everything, and like just like my experience in life made everything that I was doing like a little bit sexless in a way that wasn't negative, but in a way that I think looking back now is very apparent. Right. And it was very eye-opening for me in such a way that like when I did the episode of Unresolved Sapphic Tensions, with my partner, that was the moment, that was the unlocking moment for me. It was like let's get a little fucky, let's get a little freaky. That I'm excited to see like how that's just going to ripple out into a lot of the work that I do. Had a session 0 of Girl Frame what, yesterday, 2 days ago.
Yesterday.
Yeah, that was yesterday. God, that was last night, 12 hours ago, 24 hours ago. God, that game is so good. Even just like the character creation of it, it was really interesting being in like playing a game of Girl Frame with a bunch of people who
Our big old perverts.
big old perverts. I am the only person amongst that group that I am aware of that was socialized masculine and still kind of exists
Right.
in the world in a kind of visibly masculine space. And then having like us doing the session 0 and like me asking Ferris something, and then Ferris going like, "Good girl," and my brain having to like do like a little 180. There was like, "Whoa, that was crazy. Hope this doesn't unlock anything. It might. Who knows?
It did.
Who cares? That's why we
Whoa,
play
I'm in love
games.
with Ferris and we're
Whoa."
gonna get married.
That's not what I meant in that direction. But hey, if that happens,
I am. Me is Josephine.
Your
no. But
mind
it's
did a
like
little backflip.
it was like, oh, I'm gonna have to get used to it because that's what the game is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so like things like that, it's been a very interesting journey for me in the way that games have been unlocking more aspect, like making me think about more things about my life and about the world in which we live, and the way that we all get to express all of it like through play with each other in hopefully safe ways. It's been very, very cool. And so that's definitely one of my big highlights of like being able to play more games, getting a little more faggoty and freaky. And like Blood in the Snow, that was Blood in the Snow coming out, huge dub, I think.
That was just us,
Yeah.
Oleander approaching us. It's like, I want to do this. We were like, yeah,
Yeah.
let's record something. For everybody's information, we recorded this like last
A year ago.
2
We were recording this
maybe even 2
as
years ago.
we were recording this as Voices in the Wood was being recorded.
Yes, and we were
Wow. Okay.
Right.
not even
Yeah.
we were recording this without even the intention of releasing it. But lo
Right.
and behold,
That's true.
you know, people are loving
Here we
it.
are.
And we appreciate everybody who's been listening and telling us really nice things. Especially for Oleander, who is like one of the most talented, underrated
We love
talents,
Oleander.
like people in the space.
Yeah.
Do you have a wish? 2026.
My wish?
Yes.
My wish for me, and I think it's already kind of coming true, is that I want I have 2 wishes. The one that's kind of coming true is for me, for Tales Get Told, I want to get to a point where I'm not necessarily producing most of the stuff where we're putting out rather than being the GM and stuff, but I just want to be producing more things. I want to help my friends, give them a platform and give them the resources to make stuff. And Blood in the Snow was like huge first step in that direction. Oleander came to me today with 2 pitches for 2 more shows for the upcoming year. So like super excited about that. Marceline, one of our cast members over at Tales Yet Told.
Main cast member of Strangers in the Wood, correct?
Yeah. And
Dakota
Whispers in the
Famous.
Way, Dakota Famous. Marcy's starting to get into more actual play stuff just in general, with like Hellbent and other stuff. So I'm excited to see like her like get more into the space. But she also came to me with another pitch for like a video AP for Tales. So I'm just very excited of like being able
Ooh.
to produce things rather than always like be in them, because I think my main goal is I want to be helping my friends be able to tell their stories in whatever way that I can.
Producer Kendo.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so I'm super excited about producer era Kendo and seeing what cool stuff Tales is going to come out with that I am not the main person doing.
And then the second wish.
Oh, and then the second wish is I want a home game. I want a long running home game, because one of the big things of this year is like I've gotten to play more games that weren't like for stream, weren't for a podcast or anything like that, and I don't know, it's just fun. It's
Rapscallion was really fun.
yeah, that game of Rapscallion that we
wow.
did. The Monster of the Week game we briefly had, a home game that we had, Joe. Like
I miss
there's
Kids on the Bike.
our
Kids on
kids on
Bikes.
like those things. Like I really need to this upcoming year dig out of this feeling of everything that I do needing to be something that I perform, and something it's not even a performing thing. It's I want to share this thing that I'm doing with people.
Yes.
There's a very sick part of my brain that wants certain aspects of my life to be publicly shared with people so that other people can delight in the thing that I'm doing alongside me.
Okay. we can we can chill out right now.
No. Yeah, no. All of us content creators wanting to be publicly like witnessed in some way, like I like it's super cool
That's
and I
very
love
true.
doing it, but I think that I need to learn and I want to be able to embrace the joy of just doing something with my friends and it's just for us.
The
And we can share it
journaling,
and talk
the
about it.
journaling
Right.
of AP performers is home games.
Truly. Truly. This is for no one else other than us at the table. And I want to be able to experience that more because I think it'll just be, I don't know. I want to see what I get out of that, I
Yeah.
guess, you know.
And like,
So that's my second wish.
yeah, to also shout out something that came out this year, Draw Steel would be a fun game to play.
Ooh, Draw
I
Steel.
do love
Fantasy.
4th edition D&D.
Yeah.
So,
Um,
scratch that tactical itch.
hell yeah. I have a kind of a different stars and wishes. Definitely, I do have some things. I'm gonna get into it. There are things that I wish did not come out in 2025.
Ooh, the tea comes out. I wish I
Bloodlines
had
2
my cup.
should
Oh
not
my
have
god, I
been
forgot about
called
this.
Bloodlines 2. Should have been called Seattle by Night or whatever. I have, as a Vampire the Masquerade fan, I have never been this disappointed in a game.
In your life?
Yes.
Okay, fair.
Like in a game in my life. I've never been like, what the fuck? Paradox, please. Come on. What are you doing? But on the lighter note, on the positive side, I think 2025 has been a really good eye opener as to what works, what doesn't. And I think my favorite things, and I think might as well like do this as a platform for announcing. Me and Joe are adding more people to Bad House. Um, one thing that we've learned is definitely to tell the stories that we tell and to provide the entertainment that we have been doing to keep that quality. We need to add more people, and we, just like Kendo said that Tales Yet Told wants to do, Bad House wants to do the same. We want to provide a platform for either our friends or smaller creators that just don't have the means. We obviously don't make money in this space, but we do have the expertise and the experience to help out. So that is one thing that I am glad for, to have people like Candace the Magnificent, who is now going to be our casting director, Liz, who is the Mulan Rogue, who is now our social media and brand coordinator, and we also have Netta Transfather, who is now our lore keeper, to help for our new stuff for Twilight Vigil. So 2025 is the year that we were stuck at third gear, and we're gearing up. We're going to keep gearing up as 2026 comes. And the wish that I have is that we get to do all the shows that we plan. You know, Kendo and I have these things that we want to do. We want to play more games that aren't Vampire the Masquerade, like, you know, Void 1680, Nighthawks, freaking No Tell Motel. If you see the pattern, Ken Lowry, we love your
We love
games.
Ken Lowry in this house.
So yeah, 2026 is going to be a fun, and I'm really glad to have had 2025 with everybody who was involved in all of the shows, all of the guests here at Kids on the Stoop, everybody who has listened to Kids on the Stoop that told me that, hey, we should keep going and doing this. Thank you so much. One other person that I do want to shout out is Panda, Rage Panda.
Yeah.
Definitely peer reviewing. I said this before and I'll say it again. Peer reviewing games should be normalized, and if you don't have time for it, nobody is forcing you. That is fine. Nothing about that is a slight against you. Not a lot of people have time, but I think reviewing each other's games and watching each other's games is something that is important, and that is another wish of mine. Is I hope to be able to watch more games, listen to more games, and tell people how much of a fan I am of theirs. Just to keep the love going around, because without them, this space would be different. Right. And without the two of you, Bad House would have been different. So I'm really grateful for the two of you. So
Aww.
yeah.
I don't even go here.
Fuck house.
It's fuck house.
Fuck house.
Shit house.
I don't know about
It's a
shit
shit
house.
Worst house.
House.
Bald
It's
house.
Mikey.
It's just house. It's not brilliant or diverse.
House MD.
It's just house.
It's just a house. And hopefully in 2026 it becomes a home.
Make this bad house a bad home.
When we're 3 years old,
When we're 3 years old,
we'll buy a house.
Well, I don't know if we can afford that in 2026.
Nah.
Anyway, that has been a recap. 2025, 2026 is gonna be here in a few weeks. We enjoyed your company, and we will continue to do more. Follow us on the socials. Let's reintroduce our guests, where to find them, where to watch them. Josephine.
Hello, I am Josephine at Scary Dog Friend. You can find me all the time over here at Bad House RPG. Once in a blue moon, I'll play something on my own personal Twitch at Scary Dog Friend. You can see me mostly talking about being bald on Blue Sky or something along those lines. My card is still very much a work in progress. And I'll see you fucking ladies elsewhere, because I'm gonna try and get the new Wicked cookies.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
go. I love that it's not in focus.
It doesn't need to be. You know what I'm talking about.
Kendo.
You know what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
Hey, everybody. You can find me everywhere on the internet that matters at Kendo Makes Films. If you go somewhere and you can't find me, guess what? You're somewhere that don't matter that much. Go somewhere better. And if you want to hear some of these freaks do some cool vampire stuff, you can go listen to Blood in the Snow at Tales Yet Told, wherever you get your podcasts. Joe is making a face as if something incredible just happened.
Elphaba cookie.
Elphaba, the wicked cookie herself.
Holy shit! I just did it.
God
Congratulations!
damn. I love how
you
you were
saw
like,
it here first.
I love how you were like, watch me get one of these wicked cookies right now, and it just happened.
And I didn't know it.
And my name
That's the magic.
is Fabian. You can find me here. Badass RPG. I haven't had a lot of shows this year, but you're gonna get sick of me next year. As we are gearing up for our bigger title, like not bigger, but our big titles for Twilight Vigil. If you like my art, check out Rockets and Pens. I do announcements on the games that I both design and do art for. If you want to check out some of those, you can check out Plus One XP or join their zine club to get at the very least 2 games a month. 2 games a month for what they're offering is insane. And Wes is doing an amazing job creating these games and making sure, helping create these games and making sure these games get to you from the creators as soon as possible. I have a few things slated that are coming out soon. 2026, man.
2026. Get
faggoty. That's what you said.
Sure. Yeah, that's better. Did you get another one, Joe?
Hang on.
We're holding on.
I'm holding on. Did you get the other one? Glinda cookie? Huh?
I think
Don't
we're getting.
mention my broken phone screen.
No, you're fine. Oh. Hello.
She's a fucking legendary.
Yo, Joe, I'm so glad we could be here for this.
Eternal
sugar cookie. I'll make you a happy cookie.
Yeah.
Forever.
I think I just need to be on call with the 2 of you. Maybe next time I'll be naked completely, and then maybe all the luck will be
streamer luck. It's streamer luck.
What?
You know?
It is streamer luck.
Anyway.
They know.
Anyway.
Goodbye.